Top of my head's never really been any shorter than this is. I've only really had sides cut, and I don't think there's any other better reason to have all of it cut off than the reason that there is now. So, Jesus Christ, that is so bad. That is so bad. I'm like I'm gonna rob a co-op.
I said this, but
oh no. Yeah, definitely. I just like, it's just sunk in. Oh my word. Because I've got quite a round head and I need it to be straight again. Because that goes like I've got, like somebody's cut out a melon and put it on my head.
but let him alone.
Let him alone. That's ridiculous, isn't it?
This was your choice, you wanted it.
I know.
You look like a 90s boy band. Like, do you know,
If I had loads of like spiked gel bits there, what are they called? I did put a donk on it. Right, let's quickly get you up to date on the situation then, shall we? Don't worry, I know I've near enough just cut all my hair off and it looks like I've nearly drove the car into my own hedge, but I promise you I'm not going insane. No, the reason why I parked here is because, well, the sun's gone behind a cloud now, but I want to get some shade for the front of the car because, to be honest, yeah, I do feel like I'm going a bit insane and I need to do something to bring myself back to reality. So I'm going to finally polish the two panels that we swapped off the diesel that's on this car. Now, it needs a bit of prep first before that happens, so up tonight I'll show you what I've done. I've gone round on both of these panels and looked for areas that need touching up first before I start polishing it and putting wax on it to keep it protected. I let them dry for a couple of days and then I actually just give the car a really basic clean, pretty much. Just 2 bucket method, left it to dry. That's that. That were a couple of days ago, so I've just did get it a quick wipe down again. So the panels that we are going to be polishing are clean surfaces ready to go. But before we jump straight to polishing, there's other things that we need to do first. A couple of steps that I'm going to show you. But as you can see, looking from a piece of the original bodywork, which I must have polished it at least over a year and a half ago and waxed it back then. There is still some swirls in it, but as it mixes up into the replaced panel, you can see the difference in how many swirls that has. I don't think these panels have ever been polished. If so, it might have been when it was first out of the showroom, but that's about it. So they need a good polish and they need a good bit of protection as well. They might come out looking better than the rest of the car after doing this, but I'm just trying to bring it so that it's back up to that level with the rest of the car and not have to do a full wash and full detail. Rambling again, just get on with it, let's just do it. So then, even though these panels are clean, I'll not use my ring finger obviously, but you can still hear, I know I'll put more scratches in, oh well. They sound pretty sandy, pretty rough. That's because they are. That's because there's dirt, there's grit and things that's all contaminated into the top coat. So what we need to do is use some clay bar to pull all that out. Normally I use a clay mitt, which is a lot easier to use. It might not be as aggressive as a clay bar, but you can use it when you've just washed your car, you just put it in your soapy water that's clean and you can use the clay mitt. I'm not wanting to do all that. I wanted to just get the clay bar out, go for it. That's that. So I've got some clay bar lubrication and a tin with some clay in it. It is Auto Bright, not to be mistaken with Auto Bright Direct, which is probably the more well-known company. This is just a cheap one that I found on eBay, but it's going to be better than leaving it and polishing it, because the last thing you want to do is polish all them gritty bits around with the pad and you're just scratching it more and more. So let's remove all that, shall we? Okay then, so now that the panels are all clay barred, they're still scratched, but it doesn't have that gritty feeling or that gritty sound. The panels feel smooth. That's because all the contamination has been lifted out. Now, obviously when I was doing that, I was using clay bar lubricant, like a bubblegum smell. Obviously that leaves a kind of residue then on there. Something that I've been taught by a good friend of mine, Mark, who pretty much detailed for a living, is to use some of this stuff, which is G-Technic panel wipe. So this is like quite a, I'd say like a cleansing product. I think it's got like alcohol based stuff in it, so that when you wipe the panel down, it removes any kind of residue from any other products or anything that you've put on before that point. So what this will do is it'll make it bare paint on its own, so that when we go into the polish, the only thing between the pad and the paint itself will be the polish. That's it. So I'm going to get a quick wipe down, make sure it's all residue free, and then we'll get to polishing. Right, so normally you're meant to work from a less abrasive polish first, which would have been this one, which is what I'm going to be using to finish it off, which is Meguiar's Mirror Glaze Ultra Finishing Polish. As you can see on this meter that they put on it, it's at a lower level. But I think the paint is that bad, if not it's worse than when we did the FN2 originally, that we can use the cutting polish first for certain. So instead of using this, we'll be going to this first, which is the Ultra Cut Compound. As you can see, it's a lot more aggressive. We'll do one pass of this first and see how it comes up, see if we get rid of those scratches before we finish it off. Polisher that I'm going to be using is the DAS 6 V2. It's not a V2 Pro. I think the V2 Pro is a bit more powerful, but I don't need something that's extremely powerful. I'm not a professional. This will do just fine. Speed goes up to 6, but I've got it on 4 just so we can see how it is first. So we don't even mind even if you need to crank it all the way up. And I've got 2 of these Hex Logic pads, but the other one's a lot softer than this one. So I'll save the softer one to put the less aggressive polish on when we do it after this. One, check it's working, because it's been funny. Yeah, make sure your polish is mixed. You're only going to need like 5 little dabs. Oh, that's blocked. That's a little bit better. It's a bit clogged up because I've used it a few times. Okay.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because...
I think we're going to do this whole panel now because of that. Now some people like to prime their pad. Some people use like quick detailer, or some people use water. I just use water just to make sure I'm not putting any kind of wax properties on it. Get a bit of lubrication before you're doing what you're doing. Make sure you're spreading your points out first. Like I said, I'm not a professional, so we may have used too much product. Well, we have because of that big blob. Actually, I think we'll just do this top part first. In fact, I'm going to put it on lowest setting, work it around first. The last thing you want is it flicking everywhere. Right then, wish me luck. Okay then, so that is one pass. Buff it off with a microfiber. Have a look at our results. Now really, you want to be masking up your black pieces, but you can always pop some back to black on it when you're done. Don't want to leave any residue. You want to turn it over once you've done a wipe, buff it all in. Okay, so that's that first round of polish done. A couple of bits I had to do, like a couple of passes. So I did it once, had a look at it again, did it again. Just because there are some deep surface scratches on this, it's going to be hard for me to show you on the camera because it's just wanting to pick up the reflection. But there is some deep like gashes in the paintwork that I'm not going to be able to get out. But going on to the rest of it, I was just doing like one pass on each section. It's good to do it in sections as well so you know where you are. Mainly because I'm running out of time though, that's why I've only done one on them 2 pieces. But anyway, we'll change pads, we'll change polish, and we'll get that finish and shine, pop some wax on it, and then we'll be good. Okay, so it's about 8 o'clock now, so I'm pretty much rushing to get back in the house. But it's okay because we're at the last stage, which is the wax. Now the one I use is mainly for ease of use, but it is also a very good product. It's the Chemical Guys Butter Wet Wax. got like a banana smell. It's a liquid wax, so it doesn't dry up too fast. So if you put it on, you can pretty much do the whole car in this and then go around and buff the car afterwards, as long as it's not in the sun. But yeah, it's not like a dryer, it's not like a wax in a tin where you could accidentally leave it for too long and then you've got to polish it back off again. So I'm going to use this application microfiber sponge, and then I'm going to wipe it off and then buff it off with the green side with this polishing towel, and that should be it. So then guys, I hope you're happy with the outcome. It's, well, kind of all the same red now, well, at least those two panels are anyway. And yeah, there are still some imperfections, some stone chips, some deep scratches, but at least it's blended the paint into those scratches, made it all nice and shiny, mirror finish, same colour. It's making me feel a lot better about the car, especially the time that we're in now, because to be honest, I've had no motivation to do a thing. And I know there's people in a lot worse situations than me, but it's been about 11 weeks now, and I think I needed this tonight, definitely, just to kick myself back in gear. So all I can say is keep doing things that you enjoy doing, keep speaking to people who you care about, who you enjoy speaking to. I just can't wait till we get out of the side, I really can't. Anyway, I hope you did enjoy this video. Please like and subscribe to the channel. If you did enjoy it, click the little bell button so it reminds you when a fresh video does come on, whether it be detailing, well, what else can we do at the minute? Car shows in the past, or when that does eventually happen, installations, all sorts. So thank you again for watching guys, and until next time, like I always say, enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.